Hello and welcome back to our next video in our series on XYZ Mesh version 9. In our previous video I went over the basics, I went over what XYZ Mesh was. Today I want to go over with you how to plot 3D scatter plots inside of Excel using XYZ Mesh. So let's go ahead, jump over to Excel and let's show you what I have brought up. So right here I have X and Y values randomly generated numbers in between 1 and 5 and Z values randomly generated between 3 and 7. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and copy all this data over, and then we are going to go into XYZ Mesh. Now XYZ Mesh is really good at plotting surface graphs, and with 3D scatter plots it does graph them quite well with rotations and things like that, but there are limitations that are pretty much limited inside of Excel, not necessarily XYZ Mesh. So inside of XYZ Mesh, go ahead and right click and hit paste, and you can see that our data is now plotted for us right here, and we can rotate it, pan it around, and we can also increase the size in case we need to make it a little bit more visible. Now this is perfectly fine inside of XYZ Mesh, but how do we get it inside of Excel as a 3D scatter plot? You can do that by just going down to Excel 3D Export over on the left, or you can go to File and Export to Excel. Same thing that we did before with the surface graph. Now if we look here, we can see on the export that there is no longer the option for surface graph or wireframe. The only two options that we have available is a 3D line or a 3D scatter plot. So we'll go ahead and select 3D scatter plot and hit export to Excel. Now this is going to take a little bit of time, but whenever it does export into Excel, you will see that it has not only the rotations in X and Y, but it also has the formulas available for you too, so you can see exactly how it is calculating what it is. So as you can see right here, we can click and we can rotate in the X rotation as well as the Y and Z rotation. And we can also adjust the planes, so we can move the planes to different intervals to help visually show the different portions of the graph. Now the formulas that we're using, if we click here, you can see that it's completely unlocked for you, so you can see the calculations and the formulas available, and all of that is accessible right there in the export from XYZ Mesh. So this is entirely embedded inside of Excel. You can export this to another computer or save it on a jump drive, email it to somebody, and they will be able to rotate the graph as well as pan and everything else that you can do right here. I mentioned that there was some limitations inside of Excel and what it can do with 3D scatter plots, and like this right here. And it works very well with small data points like this. It also works well whenever data points are close together. Now, on the other hand, whenever you get into larger data points and you get into data points that are more spread apart or diverse in variety, such as if you look at a surface graph, for instance this, and we go into a mountain range, this is the XYZ coordinates, latitude, longitude, and altitude of a mountain range. 53,000 data points. Little bit too much for a scatter plot. But not only that, even if you lower this down to a few hundred points, for example, it still is not going to graph properly in a 3D scatter plot. And let me show you why. I'm going to go ahead, copy this data over, just like we did before, copy it. We're going to open up XYZ Mesh. We are going to update the cell count, clear everything out, and then we're going to paste the data in. And as you're going to see, it's going to take it a little bit of time, but it will update the data with the chart right there. Now this is a lot of data points, 54,000 actually. I am going to click this optimize button right down here at the bottom left, and that is going to let us optimize this down to a more condensed version that maybe Excel can handle. I'm going to go ahead and click yes on the window that popped up. It's going to cycle through and it's going to remove data points systematically, so it's going to reduce the size. And as you can see, it still has generally the same shape, but the data points have been significantly reduced. Now this, if I'm not mistaken, is still going to be more than Excel can handle. I'm going to go ahead and optimize this again. and we can specify the exact amount of rows that we would like to reduce this by. So I'm going to reduce this by a total of 250 rows. That will give us 250 data points. See what it gives us. Okay, so that took roughly, I would say about 30 seconds, 45 seconds, and we should have 250 data points now. And you can see it's still roughly in the same correlation. Now, if we were to go ahead and export this into Excel scatter chart or scatter plot, go up here and export, it will actually export this for us and it'll give us a 3-dimensional scatter plot, but it's not going to be very good at rotating. So for instance, we do have it here, but if we go and rotate this, you can see that the values are just so minuscule. They're very, very, very tiny. The data points here are 0.0001. So every time we rotate this, it's going to rotate it significantly. So that's why I say that it is limited to what you can do inside of a 3D scatter plot in Excel, just because Excel wasn't actually made to be doing this. Now, on the other hand, if you have data points like this, you can very easily convert this over into a mesh. So convert XYZ into a mesh. We have 250 data points converted over. It's right here, and as you can see, looks just like the mountain range that we had before. And now we can export this into an Excel surface graph like it was meant to be and export that to Excel. And you can see this is going to work out a lot better as far as a 3D representation of what you're graphing. So here we have our 3D surface graph mountain range, and I'm going to go here 3D rotation, and as you can see, this works so much better. So yes, there is 3D scatter plots inside of Excel, and yes, you can actually use them with XYZ Mesh, but if you're going to be doing a scatter plot that is, for instance, of a surface, you might want to instead use a surface graph for that. Hi, I'm Kyle, owner and operator of Great Technical. Thank you all so much for making it at this point in the video, and if you are here, go ahead, like and subscribe to the channel. It helps us out a lot, and it lets me know that the content I'm making is stuff that you all like to see. Go ahead, leave us a comment as well. Let me know if there's anything that you would like to see in the future, or if you have any future updates that you would like to have included in our products in the future. I would also like to say that being a company owner, I am very proud to be able to support businesses and students. I am also extremely proud to be able to support content creators. So if you have a content platform, you make videos, or if you have a blog and you would like to reuse some of our content, or if you would like to review some of our products, go ahead and send me an email. My email is right here, support@greattechnical.com. Get in contact with me. We can see what we can get worked out. And until next time, thank you all very much. Have a great rest of your day.